I bet you ain't know Manscaped had smell goods, cologne, fragrances. Use code Brunson, save 20% off, man. Come on, they got everything for you. The following play is a great example of the development that Jalen Hurts has shown during the course of the season last year. He takes the snap, this little footwork right here, this side step to get out of the way of the defense. He would have ran in the past, but he keeps his eyes down the field, hands on the ball, shows great throw and rhythm, and he completes a great pass right here. The development is there.
You want 17 birds? Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, before we get into the meat and potatoes, I gotta let you know, I'm gonna let you know, this video is brought to you by Manscaped. Use code Brunson, save 20% off, get the free shipping, and the free shipping I fought for that for y'all. Also, real quick, man, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers around the world, my wife, my mom, anybody that's a mother, man, all around the world, man. Y'all do a lot, and y'all do a great job of keeping these guys, on point. You do a great job of keeping guys on deck. You do a great job with the kids, man. Happy Mother's Day to you. Enjoy your day. So, I put out a poll, I want to say around 48 hours ago. I asked my viewers, what does Jalen Hurts have to do to win you over? What does he have to do to win you over? And I was astounded to see that, 50% or more, said he had to advance in the playoffs. Now, we're going to talk about expectations for a minute. What are fair expectations and what are just unrealistic expectations for Jalen Hurts coming into this season? Now, we all can agree on this. The draft definitely changed the expectations. I seen a couple guys talking about that. My guy 500. I think I even seen Adam Schefter talking about it. So I can't remember who it was. But the draft definitely changed the expectations of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. But we're not going to forget that this is a team sport. And Jalen Hurts is not the only one that needs to take his game to the next level for this football team to get to where they can go based upon what we have on paper. There's still a lot of stuff that need to be done. And my take is this. If 50% of the people that voted on that poll, which is nearly 3,000 people, believe that Jalen Hurts have to advance in the playoffs, then you already are putting way too much on the shoulders. Now, he can. The Philadelphia Eagles definitely can advance in the playoffs. But why does Jalen Hurts have to advance in the playoffs before guys like Kyler Murray, who was a first-round pick? Why aren't those realistic expectations for him? You know what I'm saying? Why aren't those realistic expectations for Derek Carr, a guy who was extended before he won a playoff game? In fact, he just played his first playoff game this year with Jalen Hurts. Why aren't these realistic expectations for a lot of people? You know what I mean? I just don't get it. That leads me to believe that people want to see, Jalen Hurts not do good. You don't put that much on his plate. That should be a team goal advancing in the playoffs because Jalen Hurts can't do that by himself. He can't. He didn't get the team to the playoffs by himself last year. Yeah, he was a part of it, but he wasn't the only one that got the team to the playoffs by themselves, man. We forget about these guys, man. And then the clip I showed earlier about the development of Jalen Hurts, how he used that little side step, against Washington late in the year, showed great patience. That was the offensive line. The only reason why he was able to do that is because the offensive line held their blocking on that play. It's a team game. But listen, man, one thing the Philadelphia Eagles have to do differently that they didn't do last year, when we talking about expectations, I'm talking about a team expectation in this aspect. You have to get out there and run the ball early. You got to run the ball early. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying early and often, but you got to run the ball every game this season. You have to establish some type of presence on the ground, especially after you've seen what we saw. You got to remember, we did not run the ball at all the first 7 weeks of the season, and it was almost embarrassing. That's a realistic expectation. This is a realistic expectation for Jalen Hurts. He can get 4,000 passing yards this year. He can have over 20 touchdowns. It can happen. That's a realistic expectation, and that's one that I personally think he should eclipse that milestone as being the second Eagles quarterback in franchise history to throw 4,000 passing yards. Hey, he could have the all-time record at the end of this season. I want to know what people are going to think about that. He could have the most passing yards for a Philadelphia Eagle quarterback in NFL history at the end of this season. That's a realistic expectation. I want Miles Sanders to get close to 1,000 yards rushing or get 1,000 yards or more rushing. I think that's a realistic expectation moving into 2020, the 2022 season. We didn't pick up a running back. You already know the guys that's there. Nobody's going to take the job from Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders has to basically flop or lose the job or not be available. Those are all possibilities, him not being available, not him flopping. But, if Miles Sanders is healthy the majority of the season, I think he's getting 1,000 yards this year. Another realistic expectation, but this goes more along to, the defensive side of the ball. I want to see this team top 5 in sacks this year. We were second to last in sacks, only ahead of the Atlanta Falcons. If you could get yourself to be top 5 in sacks this year, you know what I mean? You show that you really were missing pieces on the defensive side of the ball to fit the scheme. Because listen, man, you don't bring in Hassan Reddick if you're not going to put more pressure and blitz the quarterback. You don't get a guy like Kaiser White who can do both. You don't draft Nakobe Dean. You don't do that if you don't plan on getting after guys. You got Brandon Graham coming back. Josh Sweat emerged in a way last year, led the team in sacks. You got a lot of firepower in that front seven to be a wrecking force in the sack department. I fully expect that this defense gets after the quarterback this year. You know what I mean? Create more turnovers. That's also a realistic expectation. You can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? I can see the team doing that, creating more turnovers, being more busy, causing more havoc. You drafted the players to do this. And last but not least, a division crown. Very, very likely with the roster that you built. You know what I'm saying? Very, very likely. And I think the Philadelphia Eagles are well within their right to say that they got the best division in this, the best roster in this division. Like, who is anybody to say that we can't say that about ourselves or feel that way about ourselves? There's no dominant team in this division. If you're talking about a dominant team in this division, you got to be talking about us. Think about it. Who else been to the playoffs 4 out of the last 5 years in this division? They like to diminish how we are, after the year 2000. They like to diminish that because they ain't been that. They ain't been that. Since the year 2000, who been to a Super Bowl in the division besides the Eagles and the Giants? We are who we are. You can't take it away. You can't take it away from us. So it is what it is, man. I mean, 4 out of the last 5 years, I plan on making it, 5 out of the last 6 years. Definitely could happen. You definitely have the pieces. There are more people on this roster that need to prove themselves other than Jalen Hurts. Jonathan Gannon need to show us something. You know what I'm saying? I believe Nick Sirianni could tap into a different level, and Jalen Hurts also has to, continue to develop, man. There's clips that I'm going to be showing throughout the course of this offseason that's going to show you how, in fact, Jalen Hurts has developed from where he was at the beginning of the season. That's the name of the game, development. Development is king. Development is the name of the game. So for people to say that Jalen Hurts has to now advance in the playoffs after he made it last year as a first-year starter, you know what I mean? No, now he got to advance to keep me happy. Then after he advances to get put out next year, now he got to go get past it. Come on, bro. That's not realistic. I don't think that's fair. You know what I mean? Who's to say that Jalen Hurts don't deserve an opportunity if he win a division and get bounced in the first round? Who's to say that? Who's to say that, man? Anything can happen. This is a team sport. So, I think we got to be, mindful of the team that we have. We got to be mindful of, how young our quarterback is and our coaching staff is before we start throwing out these expectations of guys that are just sometimes unrealistic. Now, I think this team absolutely can win a playoff game. Absolutely, this team can win a playoff game. You know what I mean? But if he has to win a playoff game so you guys can say he can stay around, I just think it's a bit unfair. Like I said, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. The schedule comes out on the 12th. That's the same day that 17 Birds is coming out. You know what I mean? The official anthem of the Eagles for the offseason moving forward. I'm claiming it, bro. Love the song. It's going to be fire. Y'all going to love it too. And listen, like I said, happy Mother's Day, man. Put some food on the grill. Do something special for the women in your life, man. Especially as content creators, man. Like right now, man, with all the videos we make, somebody got to be watching the kids sometimes. So, let me know what y'all think in the comments, man.